My name
No
is
problem.
Glenn. Thank you for joining me on the Hustlewing podcast. What I'd love to do is for you to introduce yourself to our community, tell us who you are and about the business and where you are in 2024.
Sure. Hi, my name is Roya Azimi. I am the founder and CEO of Remedy AI, and our mission is to help people conquer medical debt. And where we are in 2024, oh my God, so many things. And it just started in the beginning of it. We are excited to help people, as I said, to conquer medical debt. We want them to understand what their bill's about. Have you had a bill that you didn't understand it? Let me ask you that question. Have you had a medical bill that you didn't understand? You got it and you didn't understand it, but you still paid it?
All the time. I mean, terms and conditions, all the time. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a tidbit for free. 80% of the medical bills have errors in them.
Hmm.
So take a look, be make sure that what you're really paying for, then pay it. But don't just pay it because you never know what is in it unless you really look at it. I know you always get just a very summarized bill and then you just go ahead and pay it. Well, understand what services you're paying for, why you're paying for it, and really do a little close eye on it. But for 2024, we are basically trying to expand our community and make sure that we can help our members. We call them members to really, as I said, understand their medical bill situations and help them and get out of it and be financially free of it.
Very interesting. And tell me, in terms of how AI has developed and evolved. I mean, it's a ridiculous question because every 2 weeks is something new. But since I mean the GPT store is 2 weeks old, it keeps evolving. How are you managing as an agency and a business to stay ahead of that? And are you taking the lead in terms of your customers, educating them in terms of what they should be doing and so forth? But with that, what challenges are you currently facing right now in the marketplace?
Really, from our perspective, is the trust than more than anything else. And it's just because
Hmm.
given people's situation, I mean, medical information is very private. Their financial information is very private. So really, everything you think about it is really our challenges is the trust and make sure that they can trust us with their information and they trust us with the most precious thing, which is basically their financial freedom, right? So I would say that that's kind of our biggest challenge. But from AI perspective, we really try to help our community to really understand what to do next. How do
Hmm.
they solve for this, and then also help them how our services will help them. So really, from an AI perspective, what we've done is we have a great AI chatbot. We call it Clio. Clio will help you understand where you are within your situations because depending on your situations, there are actually different paths that you have to take and different steps that you have to take. So that's how we help our community to understand, okay, what should I do? What should I do next? How do I get out of this? And then we guide them. And then the next step is that they will sign up with our services and help them by being very transparent in this space.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And what does the rest of the year look like, and what is the vision or milestones that you working towards and trying to achieve, or at least heading towards? What does that look like for the rest of the year? So the vision,
Um,
basically.
the vision for us is really to sign up 700 customers by end of
Hmm.
the year. Of course, help with our generating our revenue by end of the year because we're bootstrapping the business, and also really helping the community and educate them as much as possible. As I said, just keeping your eyes open with, hey, you can have errors in your bills, don't just pay them, don't, or also on the other hand, don't just ignore them, because here's what happens when you ignore them. What end up happening that you could end up in collection, and that's the worst thing you want to be in. And when you're in collection, then it hits your credit score and impacts your financial situations later on down the road. So what we really want to do more than just signing up customers, we really want to educate people where, again, where are you with your bills, how to read
Hmm.
your bills, and also how do you go about and resolving it and then being financially free. So to just let you know, 100 million Americans today are saddled with medical debt. It's a $140 billion problem today. 140
Oh
billion
wow.
with a B. Yes. And it's getting bigger and bigger because the cost of healthcare going up, insurance is not caring as much. And this is not following just, your typical, I don't have insurance, I paid out of pocket. People, even with insurance, they still have to pay out of pocket and they don't know
Mm.
why. Those are the things that we really want to educate the community more than anything else.
And what does the current team look like that is on staff? And are they permanent? Is there a base team? And then do you subcontract out? Do you use remote workers? Do you use project based workers? How does the model look in terms of that?
Yeah, right now, as I mentioned, I'm bootstrapping the business, so really I don't have any people full time, but I have three developers plus a product manager that are helping build the product. There are
Mm-hmm.
basically on a basis, and then for debt negotiation, medical bill understanding, and any other outside of that, and also kind of like web development. I'm actually using contractors and free agencies and freelancers to help me with all the other auxiliary stuff. But the main product has been built by the team that is on equity basis today.
Okay, so and then are there any specific skill sets that between now and let's say the next 3 months with projects that are on the go right now? What are those very specific skill sets? I mean, you can talk about specific coding abilities, back end, front end. What does that look like? What does that picture look like?
Yeah. So right now, I do need to have a UI UX person to really help me specifically, help
Mm-hmm.
me redesign the kind of the product and the website. Both. I know sometimes those skill sets are a little bit different, but right now that they're like kind of the website UI and the feel and look. From a marketing standpoint, I would love to be able to get somebody who really helped me set my go-to-market strategy. And then the other part that I'm really looking for, somebody with the medical debt and collection negotiation
Mm-hmm.
skill. That one has been really tough to find. So anybody I can find that they've done specifically in medical space, that one would be really fantastic. Somebody who actually done medical billing, medical bill negotiation on both sides, meaning on the provider sides. Somebody who actually, because on the provider sides they also have negotiators, and also
Mm-hmm.
on the insurance side. So anybody with those skills, I would love to talk to them.
The perfect response. People don't always know exactly what they want. You know exactly what. I love it. I love it. So here is my question, which is a bit of a sidebar, but I find it to be important, especially to people that are wanting to engage and so forth. What are the culture elements for the business that you like to look for in people? So not just skill sets, but the kind of human beings you like to work with. Are there any prerequisites, or are there any nice to haves or must haves and so forth? What does that culture element look like?
Let me talk about must have. You
Mm,
have to love helping people because
mm-hmm,
we are in the business of helping people, and we need to be very empathetic. That is really key to our customers because,
mm,
again, think about them. They are stressed, they don't know what to do, they don't know where to go, and our job is to guide them and walk them through everything and be very empathetic. Be a good listener, pay attention to what they're saying, and not just you have to hear them, you have to validate them, and you have to
mm-hmm,
understand them. So those are must have. It's just non-negotiable. Everything else, I believe in working with smarter people than me,
mm-hmm,
and I want them to tell me what to do, not the other way around. And that's our culture. And that's the only thing I expect from people, that um, we're a team. Talk to me and tell me what I'm doing wrong, what we're all doing wrong, and let's do it right. And I really believe in that, and I really do it in that space.
And just a
Good
final
job.
question in terms of maybe my pure ignorance on the specific market sector that you fulfill a need for. Is it only American based customer set? or is there opportunities in other countries, or does it depend on how the medical sector is set up in legislation potentially?
It's really everything that you mentioned. It's very U.S. specific, just because the way the healthcare is system
Mm,
in U.S. And you got the healthcare, you got the insurance, and then you got people that they can't even afford insurance as much as with affordable care. A lot of people did sign up, the more and more, but still the problem is like the cost is rising, and there's no really legislations that today is really helping the
mm,
sector unless something drastically happened. Frankly, I don't see this is going on to other countries. And we did some research looking if potentially we can do this at the global level. But the thing is, most European countries, they have an amazing, healthcare system. Most of it is free. When I say free, they actually pay for it, but it's free to them, because they pay out of their taxes. So it's uh, to answer your question, I don't see this as would be a global issue. This is predominantly we see it as a U.S. issue, unless something drastically happens in the legislation to really change the healthcare system in U.S.
I kid. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. How you can engage with the community, we'll let you know, we'll publish it and so forth, and we'll post some opportunities and stuff. And hopefully, we have some amazing human beings that reach out to you, and you can engage with them and sift through them. So, yeah, that's the next steps as we move forward.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, I can't wait to work with your community as well.